Hello, this is Pixel Freak, and we are continuing with part 5 of the Final Fantasy Dimensions walkthrough. So now I have the second team in the Crystal Tower / Crystal Temple. And I've actually entered from the other side, and so I went in the back door. Giggity. And again, much like the first time I was here when I was going through the other side, this is just kind of a go through the dungeon and collect all the treasures. Not a lot different. There are a few good armor. I'm not sure about weapons. I don't think there's a lot of weapons. I think there's a few good armor pieces though going through here. So it's good to collect those before the boss fight at the end. And if you've been watching the other videos, it's not really a big surprise who the boss is. So yeah, big secret here. There's the candle there on the wall. If you've noticed, it was blown out. If you actually go and interact with it over there, it opens a secret path. I can't remember what the piece of equipment is that you get. I think you get a piece of equipment though. It's either a weapon or a piece of armor. It's right there below you. Ooh. I think it's just one box too. Yeah, there it is. Just iron armor. So there you go. Between the bow, the spear, the whip that Sarah's got, and the sword that Nacht is wearing, you should be able to just auto-attack through this. And again, you know, at the beginning of the game, the story's been okay so far. It's pretty good. It gets a little better as you go, but the game's it progresses kind of slowly in the beginning, and so I'm all for just use that auto attack and cruise through the game. Pick up all the treasure boxes, make sure your guys are well equipped, and then keep on going. Floating eye. Those blue dragons there, they have a little bit more HP than some of the other enemies, so work that into your strategy however you want to. If you want to finish them off last or finish them off first, they are a little beefier than the other enemies. If you've been grinding at all though, it shouldn't be a problem. There's not really any enemies in this area that pose much of a challenge. So I think the doors on the left and right have treasure boxes, and the door in the center goes all the way back. So I don't think I go there. Yeah, because I think, oh, that's how you progress to the level. No, you actually are supposed to go through that door in the center, and you go all the way back. So what you're going to watch me do is you're going to watch me go around it, and then learn that the other way is actually how to progress through the dungeon, or the temple, I guess I should say. And then I'm going to double back, and then go all the way back. And all the way in the back, there's a single treasure box. And again, it's another one of those decent items, if I remember right. I think it's something, it might even be an ether. What am I doing? There we go. Using potions. Who uses potions? Alright, so save the game, and now double back. It's kind of funny because this is actually a couple different rooms back before you get to it. And I think one side here is empty. Yeah, there's just nothing in there at all. And then the other side's got the treasure box. And it is that's a good item to have. You really want that. So equip it on Sarah. That item actually makes it worthy of moving her up to the front line. I should be moving her up right here. And also by this point, you know, when you first get this team, Sarah actually has like 40 HP. She's really low in comparison to the other characters. If you spend any amount of time grinding, she actually gets up there with everybody else and has, you know, 140 or so. At that point in time, it's safe to move her to the front row. In the beginning, though, you really shouldn't move her to the front row because she's just going to get her ass kicked and she's going to die. So these mud golems, they're a little bit stronger as well. And bombs here, just like I had mentioned in the previous videos, you gotta watch out for how you attack them. If you attack them a little bit and then back off, they're prone to self-destruct. So you want to either wait and just not touch them through the whole fight and then finish them at the end, or go full bore in the beginning. Whatever you do, when you go to attack them, just kind of put everything into it all at once. Make sure you really kill them before they're able to self-destruct. So this end of the temple is much quicker than the other one. You can see I've already reached the dead end, and Nacht is going to go Hulk smash through one side of the wall here. And I love this. I mean, if you're with your group and you're like, I don't know, we got to a dead end, you would think, let's double back, let's go check the other doors. Let's think. It's not like, well, I guess this is a dead end, let's go through the frickin' wall. No, that's not how people think. Except for me. Because I'm just going to tear this wall down. Do it, dude, do it. Just go Hulk. Right. He's like, I don't know, this wall, it looks a little flimsy. I think I'm just going to back up and run straight at it. That seems like a really good idea. No, I've seen that guy on Jackass. It doesn't end well for him. Anyways, you break the wall, and here we are, back at the end of the prologue. Ta-da! Only this time, what's kind of interesting here is that my first party that I was fighting this enemy with, they were way stronger than the current party that I have right now. And so it's kind of funny that those guys got their asses handed to them, and they're all sitting there with less than 10 HP currently, crippled. And this team here, which is way more wienery, I beat them. Which is kind of funny. So again, this enemy is weak against fire. So use fire with Alba. And then Dusk should be curing most of his turns. If everybody has full heal, or if everybody has full health, you could attack with him if you wanted to. A lot of times I just choose to chain heal. If everybody's got health, I'll just do a cure spell on everybody. Like I do right there. And everybody's pretty full. And so it's a matter of, I bet he's going to hit me between the time that I cue the spell up and when it actually activates. It is a bit of a drawback too, because Sarah doesn't really have any special abilities, at least not at this point in the game. And because of that, you just kind of have a slacker of a team member. But at least we put the main gouge on her and put her in the front row. She's going to take a little bit more damage. She can take it now. But at least she's doing, 60. That's not too bad. So eventually this boss is going to hit you with his weak spell. You'll see it. He does charge it up like he did the last time you fought him. And then he brings all your allies down to about 10 or less HP. When that happens, though, because he charges it up, it actually makes him slow for like a next turn. So he kind of skips a turn almost. I mean, I shouldn't call it slow because it's not the slow affliction. He just slows down, or he just skips a turn. Probably the best way to put it. During that time, it's best to get your characters all healed up. Now, you can spend some time using potions if you'd like to, but I've found that, here he goes. So he does it right there, boom. And luckily, I had timed it just perfect, so I got one of those off. Now, you'll need to get 2 of those off before he attacks again, or he may kill one of your guys. And since Phoenix Downs are very expensive at this point, see, I threw a potion just to my healer, just to make sure that my healer can stay alive. And then 1 to Nacht, because he's doing the bulk of the damage, I think. But I think, don't I get... Yeah, I do. I get both. So at this point in time, I've cured up from it. And the boss doesn't last much longer after he casts that. He casts it once he's getting somewhat low on health. So yeah, so he's hitting for 60s. So you want to keep your health at 75 plus. It keeps Dusk busy. See, and it's done. Wasn't that much of a challenge, especially, it's just really that soul despair that he does that knocks your health down. You have to be quick in healing. Don't be afraid to use a couple potions if you need to. In fact, if you wanted to, just take a turn and have everybody use potions or something along those lines. I'll shut up for a second while this piece plays out. So the crystal's shattered. And we got little pieces of crystal all over the place, and a bunch of people are missing. To be exact, there's 2 members from the initial party and 2 members from the second party that are actually now missing. The Luxians, what is it? The Luxians and the guys from Harmonia. So here, to progress the story, you don't need to talk to everybody right away except for Elgo. Go talk to him right away, and then he kind of spews a few lines at you. There was more dialogue here. And then after that, you need to check on everybody and make sure they're okay. And then once you've checked on everybody again, you go back and talk to Elgo again, and then you get to move forward. All right, so now that the crystals are shimmering, you go pick each one of them up, and each one of them has a job. So there's the summoner job, and the red mage. So I might as well talk a little bit about jobs right now. You get white mage, thief, monk, black mage, red mage, summoner, warrior. I think that's it right now. Anyways, of all of them, they're all pretty good. The thief can steal things. The monk is a hand combatant. You use light armor. The warrior is a more armor-clad, sword-bearing warrior. And then you have white, black, and red mages, which all cast spells. The red mage just uses the white and black mages' spells. And they can use kind of light armor as well. Pretty standard stuff for Final Fantasy. The only one that I get a little worried about putting too much time into is the red mage. And the reason for that is because they have a horrible history of being very, very effective in the beginnings of games and then very, very ineffective at the end. So at this point, you also are introduced to how the whole job system works. And I might as well explain that here while the game's kind of just rolling in the background. It kind of explains a little bit right here, but I might as well do it vocally as well. So each job has job levels, and you gain ability points through each fight, and those ability points will help you level up your jobs. So I'll go ahead and equip a job. So you can see the max level right now for all of my jobs is level 3. In order to make the job level even higher than 3, because they all go up to something like 20, I think, you have to get these JP. You can see that up at the top center of the screen. Now these JP are awarded to you at certain points in the game, and I'm even to understand that there's an enemy at the very end of the game that you can kill that will actually award you JP to allow you to level up your jobs the rest of the way from where you end the game. I have read that there's a total of 69 job points that you get throughout the game, and you can use those to up your job levels. Now, when you are awarded job points, which after the first chapter you get 5, that's 5 per character. So Nacht, for instance, when he levels up warrior, only he gets that extra level. So he can go from 3 to level 4 if he wants to, but only he can actually use that. But he gets his own 5 points to spend, and this allows you, it's kind of a very innovative way to allow you to customize your own characters and say, well, Dusk, he's going to be my white mage, so he's going to gain his 3 levels, and then when he gets job points, I'm going to go deep white mage and you know, put 5 points into white mage so he can get level 8 white mage right away. This makes it so everybody has a little more character than if you could just level everybody up as you see fit. One of the cool things about leveling up jobs, though, is that there are abilities and statistics that are associated with that job, which as you kind of go deeper into a job, these abilities and statistics increase. So, for instance, the red mage, if you get to level, I think it's 3, you get a 20% HP bonus. And once you've learned that ability and gone that deep into the job, can actually carry that over to go to another job. So you can unequip your red mage and equip yourself as warrior, and then you get a couple different slots to bring over some of the customizations that you've learned from other jobs to that job. So you could be, for instance, a warrior that has red mage abilities to cast spells. So you could be a warrior that knows entry-level white and black magic. It makes for a very dynamic gameplay style. And it actually allows you to customize your characters, and I think it makes you a little more attached to your characters, because of the customizations. So this dungeon, this is the front half of the dungeon. There's no reason to go back and try to clean anything out because you've already cleaned it all out. So that is the end of this piece of the walkthrough. If you liked this video, then like this video and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, this has been Pixel Freak.